Welcome to Subramani. I keep getting mails, I keep getting very long emails also apart from comments. So here's one long one. Hey, I am obsessed with your website and your advice, and keep up the great work. I want to ask you a particular question. I was looking online at small loans and came across some pretty decent terms, and I wanted to ask what your views on this are. I can borrow rupees 1.5 lakh, 1.5 lakh rupiah, or possibly even more at about 9% interest for a period of 5 to 7 years. Again, a period which I can choose. And I was considering doing this and investing this 1.5 lakhs into ETF, index funds, mutual funds, and direct equity. And I'm wondering what you will say. Should I borrow money at all to invest? And I think it would be a good question. My thought process is I can borrow this money at 9% interest, and I will be able to get a much better return, maybe 12-13% in equity over the next 5 to 6 years. Maybe I can just make some 3% extra, which is about 5,000 rupees a year. It's not a big amount, but in my portfolio it will make a difference. What do you think? And my logic is, over the last 40 years, from 1979 till today, the stock market has returned about 16% return from including the dividends. I'm sure going forward we may not get that kind of a return, but even if we were to get 12-13%, my funds at 9% is not so difficult. And I agree that nobody can know where the market is headed in the short term, but however, in the long run, which means 7 years, 6 years, 7 years for me, the chances are that I will get good returns. What is your view? Well, like I said, this is a longish question. Now, I also agree that 1.5 lakhs is not too big amount, and this man has a salary income of approximately 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs per annum, which is about 1 lakh per month, or about 80,000 per month, and that is after taxes he takes home about 60-70,000 rupees, maybe 55,000 rupees. He is not given that very clearly, but I'm assuming he can pay 55,000 rupees per month is his take home pay. His expenses should be in the region of 30,000 rupees, so that gives him an investable surplus of 25,000. So he wants to invest 3 lakhs per annum anyway from his income, which is salaries, and he wants to borrow 1.5 lakhs, which means he will be investing 3 lakhs plus that 1.5 lakhs. And like he said, he's not a very big direct equity player, so it will be a combination of ETFs, etc. Now the question that he's actually asking me, for immaterial of what he says, is this a good decision? Will I really make that 5,000 per annum on a regular basis? Which means constantly can I borrow money at 9% and have that invested and giving me a weighted average return of about 12%. This broadly seems to be the question. Now, principally, I am not too keen that people should borrow money and invest, but this is not so bad after all, because what he's trying to borrow is just 1.5 lakhs, which is much less than his 1 year CTC of 10 lakhs. So yes, it is just about 2-3 months net income, which is not too difficult to repay. So if he can borrow responsibly, look at how Mukesh Ambani borrows, or how Adani borrows, or how any big corporate borrows, is they make rules and regulations saying we will not borrow beyond this rate, we will not borrow from this lender, we will not blah blah blah, lot of rules and regulations. And then they have to also have a threshold saying, if my cost of funds is let's say 9%, then I should be investing in assets which give me assets or businesses which give me at least 16-17% return, so that after paying taxes and after meeting all other expenses, I'm left with 2-3%. So similarly, that is what Jay is also talking about, saying should I be borrowing? My take is, if you will borrow later on in life, 1.5 lakhs is a good amount to start with. So do it, and then find out where exactly that amount is being deployed and how much returns are you getting. Is it a risk? Of course it's a risk. Is it a risk worth taking? That is the question to ask. Will 5,000 rupees extra make any great difference in your life? For this man, yes. Of course he has to worry that when he has borrowings, and he says he has a bullet repayment, which means after 5 years he has to repay this 3 lakhs or 1.5 lakhs. Obviously 1.5 lakhs interest has to be serviced regularly, but the repayment is a bullet repayment. I would suggest that he should go and borrow 1.5 lakhs and start repaying also, work out the same 9% IRR and start repaying on a monthly basis, which means if you have borrowed 5 lakhs, don't pay more than 5,000 per month, right? So do that, see how much it comes to, because the interest in the first year itself, assuming it's to be calculated at the end of the year, it will be about, at the beginning of the year, it will be 45,000 rupees. So even if you were to repay in installments of 5,000 rupees, only 2,000 is going towards the principal. So a 5 lakh borrowing with a 5,000 per month repayment makes sense. Use your stock picking skills, because 1.5 lakhs worth of stock picking you can do. A combination of ETF, if you cannot afford to put money in a debt fund, this whole 1.5 lakhs has to be invested in equity, and you have to get a return greater than 9%. It is definitely worth trying, but please understand the risk that in the first year, if you get 10%, you're happy, but you're not making any money for the risk that you're taking. Then you get a 13% return, you're very happy because you got a 4% return on 1.5 lakh, that is 6,000. The third year, again you get something like 14% return. That's fantastic. However, this money has now got merged into your portfolio, and the year after that the market falls 20-30%. So assuming it falls 30%, which happens once every decade, which means your 1.5 lakhs has been wiped out by 30%. So about 50,000 is gone. So you will have to repay 1 lakh which you have from the borrowing, and 50,000 which will come out of your net worth, right? So be ready, because what looks very easy and tempting is to say I will borrow at 9% and I will get 11 or 12%. That's fantastic, but you also have to be ready for some times when you will get negative returns, you will wipe out your capital. At that time, do you have the ability to pay the EMI? Like I said, if you're paying 5,000 per month as EMI and you have that surplus coming anyway out of your salary, you will not have to borrow. So that is what is called responsible borrowing. If you were to be dependent only on the sale of assets to repay this person, and you had taken a bullet loan which had to be repaid after 3 years, assuming the market is in worse shape than today, it means you will have to sell some of your equity at depressed prices to be able to repay this loan. Now, if you already have your PPF account where you have money bulging over last 7-8 years, you will be able to borrow some money from there to repay this guy, right? So do those things, borrow, but don't have a bullet repayment, because this money has to go into equities. Have a repayment starting, have a loan which has to be finished over 7 or 8 or 10 years. See from where you are borrowing. There are a lot of pure P2P lending sites. Maybe you could borrow from there, maybe you could take a bank borrowing. Find out what is the rate of interest, see how much you are learning. Make sure that you account for it very well, because if you learn how to borrow 1.5 lakhs, tomorrow you may be able to borrow 2.5 lakhs, and if you keep doing a good job, you will build some credibility in the market, right? That is how businesses also borrow. But make sure that every time that you're making money in these deals, be ready that 1 year you will make a loss and you will have to pay from your principal. Now, if that hurts you, you shouldn't be borrowing. People like me have never borrowed, so we are not great advisors as far as how to borrow, how to repay, etc. However, I do think put for yourself an extremely practical limit of saying 2 months CTC or 3 months CTC is what I will borrow, and then as and when you get more confident, you could borrow more, but again there keep a very strict limit. Thank you.